and my wife cheated, got pregnant, and wants me to raise the baby. My wife cheated on me, got pregnant by the other guy, and now that he's disappeared, she wants me to raise his baby. We already have a son together, so she says I should step up and raise both kids as my own. There's just one problem. I absolutely refuse. I'm 26, and my soon-to-be ex-wife is 27. 4 months ago, I found out she had been cheating on me. Before I discovered the affair, I already knew she was pregnant again. We have a son together who isn't even 2 years old yet, so naturally, I thought this was going to be our second child. At the time, I believed the baby was mine. Then everything changed. I discovered she had been seeing another man behind my back. Finding out my wife had cheated was already enough to destroy the marriage, but there was now another question I couldn't ignore. Was the baby actually mine? She agreed to a DNA test. The results came back. I wasn't the father. The baby belonged to the man she'd been having an affair with. At that point, there was no saving the marriage for me. I filed for divorce, and the divorce is happening. I'm not staying married to someone who cheated on me. But surprisingly, the divorce isn't even the biggest problem I'm dealing with right now. The man she cheated with is refusing to have anything to do with the baby. Apparently, he has moved away and hasn't left any details about where he's gone. And now my wife has turned to me. She wants me to raise her unborn child. Her argument is that because we already have a son together, I should raise both children so they can grow up like full siblings and have the same opportunities in life. She keeps telling me that her baby deserves to have a dad just as much as our son does. Every time she says that, my response is basically the same. She should have thought about that before she cheated. And every time I say that, she immediately reminds me that the unborn baby didn't ask for any of this. She says the baby is innocent. And technically, she's right. The child didn't choose any of this. The baby had nothing to do with the affair. But knowing that doesn't suddenly make me capable of becoming that child's father. I can't separate the baby from everything that happened. When I think about the situation, I'm reminded that my wife cheated on me. I'm reminded that I originally believed the pregnancy was mine. And I'm reminded that the biological father has now disappeared, and she expects me to step into his place. Maybe some people could separate those feelings. I can't. And I don't want to pretend that I can. The problem is that I can't simply remove my wife from my life. We have a son together. Right now, we're temporarily sharing custody while the divorce goes through. That means we still have to see each other during pickups and drop-offs. And almost every time we see each other, she asks me again. She wants me to reconsider raising the baby. She texts me about it. I don't reply. She sends me messages through social media. I don't reply. She calls me. I've told her that unless the conversation is about our son, I'm not interested. If something important is happening with him, she can text me and tell me that we need to talk about our son. Otherwise, I don't answer. But she keeps pushing, and that's where I'm starting to struggle. Because every time she asks me to raise this child, I become more angry. I'm not angry at the baby, I'm angry at her. I'm angry that after cheating on me, she's now trying to make the consequences of that affair my responsibility. And I'm worried that all this resentment is going to destroy whatever chance we have of maintaining a civil co-parenting relationship. Because regardless of what happened between us, she's still my son's mother. Our son is going to need both of us. He shouldn't have to grow up surrounded by constant fighting and resentment. I understand that. But understanding something logically and actually being able to do it emotionally are two completely different things. And there's another part of this situation that worries me. The baby hasn't even been born yet. Right now, she's already asking me every time we see each other. She's texting me, she's calling me, she's sending me messages. And if she's pushing this hard now, I don't know what things will be like once the baby arrives. She could keep asking. The pressure could get worse. And I honestly don't know how I'll handle it. What I want is simple. I want boundaries. I want my relationship with her to revolve around one thing, raising our son properly, nothing more. But she seems to believe that because we're connected through our son, I should also become a father to the baby she conceived during the affair. And I'm not willing to do that. The hardest part about all of this is that two things can be true at the same time. Her unborn baby is innocent, and I still don't have to become that baby's father. I don't wish anything bad on the child. I hope the baby grows up happy, loved, and supported. But I don't believe that means I have to become the child's father just because the biological dad disappeared. My responsibility is to my son. The challenge now is figuring out how to separate my anger about what my wife did from the relationship we still need to maintain as parents. Maybe eventually the anger will fade. It's only been 4 months. Everything is still fresh. The betrayal, the divorce, the pregnancy, the custody arrangements, all of it. But right now, being civil with her feels incredibly difficult, and every time she brings up the other baby, it makes things worse. So that's where I'm stuck. How do you peacefully co-parent with someone when being around them constantly reminds you of what they did to you? How do you create strong boundaries without letting anger take over every interaction? And most importantly, how do you protect your child from all of that resentment? Because raising the other baby isn't an option for me. But finding a way to peacefully raise my son with his mother has to be. What do you think? Is he handling this the right way? Should he keep communication strictly about his son and refuse to discuss the other child? Or is there a better way for him to deal with his ex without letting the resentment take over? Let me know what you would do in his situation, and follow PhatPickz for more unbelievable relationship stories.